Okay chefs, welcome back. Now today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to prepare and cut a chicken for saute. First off, we have a function this evening in the restaurant, in the banqueting hall, for about 80 people, and on the function menu this evening, on the menu, is Coq Au Vin. So what we're going to be doing here now is, first of all, we're going to be showing you, we've got all these chickens to go through in relation to getting them prepared and cut for saute. As you can see here, I've already begun to prepare out the chickens here for saute. We have the breast here, we have the mini breast here, we have the thigh here, we have the miniature drumstick here, and we have the drumstick here. So these are all, the chicken saute is a classic French preparation method. It's a particular way of cutting chicken. Again, it focuses on presentation, and it's a classic style of French cuisine. Now, it does take a little bit of time. It is a little bit time consuming, but the end result is well worth it. So what we have, as I said, is I'm going to show you slowly, first of all, in relation to the preparation of the chicken, and then I've got to go and get all the rest of these chickens prepared here. So as I said, I'm going to start off with getting the first chicken ready, and then we'll speed it up as we move along. Okay chefs, now, so to start, now that means basically I can cut that out. Yeah, so leave it. Okay chefs, welcome back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the chicken. Now the first thing in relation to chicken saute is that you need razor sharp knives. Now remember that, okay? And as well, as I said, it does require X amount of skill with a knife, but you don't have to rush it. You're not in any hurry. You need to take your time, otherwise you're running the risk of cutting yourself. So like I said, do take your time in relation to this. Like everything else, it's practice. Practice makes perfect. So as I said, I'm going to start off here with this first chicken. So first thing, boning knife. Okay, actually let's just go through the tools you're going to need for this, right? You're going to need your boning knife. You're going to need a good, strong, sharp chef's knife, okay? You're going to need your sharpening steel, which we have here, and you're also going to need a small office knife, which we have here. So I'll take you through the stages of why we need each one to begin with, okay? So first things first, anyway, and also as well, sorry chefs, you're going to need a cloth here as well. And the cloth is actually quite a crucial part of the entire operation. So first things first, we're going to get the wings ready. Now if you can see here, what I'm doing here basically is, can you get that there on the camera? Is that okay? Okay, first thing that I'm doing here guys is I'm going to make an incision around the winglet here, okay? I'm not going right down to the joint, I'm just making an incision just below the joint here, as you can see on the winglet, okay? So around like that in a circle. Now next thing that we want to do here is we need to get our cloth. So first thing here is get your cloth, wrap it around the wing behind the flesh that you've just cut, alright? And just get like so and literally pull. You get a good grip on it. And literally then you just break it off here as such, as you can see here, and what you have then is a nice clean exposed bone that again is going to be used for A, presentation, and B, for actually picking up and eating if so required. So that's the first one done. Again, the second one I'm just going through and finishing off all the way around. So again, cloth, cloth in around the actual winglet of chicken here, and just literally lift it up like so. Put your thumb here, alright, thumb there, grab the bone and literally pull and twist, and you can see here it pulls off cleanly. So there we are there. So there's the first thing that we've done here, is we now have our two wings off the chicken. We have our bones ready for and exposed for presentation. Now next thing I want to do is to remove the legs. So follow me here. Take your boning knife, thumb and fingers between the breast and the leg, okay? And push them apart. Now with the knife down the center, like so, literally push and push and push and push and push, okay? Turn it around, do the opposite side. Again, you can see I'm pushing as I'm cutting, alright? And again, what you're doing here as well, of course, is when you're pushing and cutting, you're also keeping your fingers safe. Now, next thing is we want to crack the leg joint, okay? So literally like this, crack one, we have the knuckle exposed here. Crack two, we have the knuckle exposed here. Now we need to remove the legs. So now in here, chefs, we have what is called the oyster of the chicken, alright? This is regarded as it's actually the most flavorful part of the chicken, alright? Reason being is because it's one of the most worked muscles in the chicken. So, but you want to include that when you're removing the leg. Don't just go in and cut across and leave the oyster sitting in. But you'll see what I'm talking about here. And I'm sure you'll all recognize the actual area where this meat comes from. So you can see I've gone in and I've gone under, alright? I'm using the knife, the bone of the chicken to guide the knife. So you can see here what I'm talking about, yeah? This is where the oyster is, and this is what the oyster looks like, alright? Now remember to include that when you're actually taking off the leg, alright? It's important. So again, around, knife, like so. Let the knife do the work, follow the bone. And again guys, remember, please be careful when you're using razor sharp knives, alright? Now, so there we have the two oysters removed. Here we are here again. We have the two legs off, alright? Now the next thing that we want to do is we need to remove the wishbone. Excuse me. Now, a lot of chefs do not remove the wishbone. It's bad practice. You need to remove the wishbone, even if you're doing a roast chicken. Reason being is because it helps in carving. Like any bone that you would take out of any piece of meat, it aids carving, alright? So the first thing that you need to do in relation to that is to get your office knife. Now you need to feel where the bones are, okay? I can feel the bones here, you'll be able to do the same. Alright, so just run your knife in behind the actual wing bones here. Okay, so you can see here, I've actually got my knife in behind the wing, or the wishbone there. I've come down, alright, see the way I've removed that there? I'm going to do the same here on the opposite side. Feel where the bone is, I can feel the bone just here. So knife in, just behind the bone here, down like so. Now, what we need to do now is we need to get our fingers in, and we need to bring up here again. Be careful with this, because you're using, you don't want to cut too much into the breast, alright? And again, of course, the secret to safe boning in relation to removing any bone from any meat is a sharp knife, alright? So first things first is there's one piece of the wing bone, or sorry, the wishbone, I beg your pardon. And also now I just need to bring this knife down here like so. And just remove that. And then in here you can feel here where the tip of the wishbone is at the top here. Alright? You just need to get your fingers in like that. Be careful when you're also doing it, okay? It does take a bit of practice. Now there's the wishbone there, okay? We've taken out the wishbone, but like as I said, you do need to remove this because, as I said, it does aid carving, as well as it just makes for also good portion control and also makes for good presentation, alright? So wishbone out. Now, the other thing is, if you can get a shot here, what we have here is we're keeping all of our bones, everything that we're taking out of here, because we're going to make a fresh chicken stock to use for the restaurant as well. So we're keeping all of our bones here. Do not throw them out. Use them. You've paid for them. You know, and again, the chicken stock that you're going to get from these is going to be second to none. Okay. So we'll go through the finer points of making a fresh chicken stock very shortly. But as I said, back to this now. So next thing, we've removed the wishbone, right? Now, next thing I want to do is I need to take off the breast here, alright? Now, so get your boning knife in, as you can see here. I'm not going all the way in. I'm going about 1/3 of the way in here, all right? So 1/3 of the way in with your knife. Run the knife down the side of the actual the chicken carcass. Just run it along here like so. And you can see here where the joint is in relation to the chicken. Just cut through like that, okay? There's our first chicken ready to come out. Obviously we're going to be trimming off little bits of fat like that,